What are the major literary movements? Imagine walking through a gallery of stories, each style telling a different story about the world and human experience. Literary movements are like different art styles, shaping how writers express ideas. They reflected the times they come from, showing how culture, history, and society influence storytelling. Understanding these movements helps us see how literature evolves and how authors respond to their world. Let's explore some key movements that have shaped the literary landscape over thousands of years. It all begins with the classical period, around 1200 years before Christ to 455 C. This era includes ancient Greek and Roman works, emphasizing order, harmony, and balance. Think of Homer's Iliad and Odyssey, or Virgil's Aeneid. These stories laid the foundation for Western literature, focusing on ideals of heroism and morality. Moving forward, the medieval period, from the 5th century to the late 15th century, brought religious themes and allegories. Writers used vernacular languages, making stories accessible to more people. Geoffrey Chaucer's The Canterbury Tales is a famous example, blending humor, morality, and social commentary. Then came the Renaissance, spanning the 15th to the 17th centuries. This was a time of rediscovering classical learning and emphasizing humanism. Literature became more focused on individual experience and creativity. William Shakespeare's plays, Christopher Marlowe's poetry, and Francis Bacon's essays are all part of this movement. The Neoclassical period followed in the late 17th and 18th centuries. Inspired by ancient Greece and Rome, it stressed reason, clarity, and restraint. Writers like Alexander Pope and Samuel Johnson aimed for balance and order, reflecting Enlightenment ideals of rationality and progress. The Romantic movement emerged in the late 18th century as a reaction against neoclassicism and industrialization. It celebrated emotion, nature, and individual imagination. William Wordsworth, Samuel Taylor Coleridge, and Edgar Allan Poe created works that expressed deep feelings and fascination with the natural world. Moving into the mid-19th century, realism focused on depicting everyday life accurately. Writers like Gustave Flaubert and Henry James aimed to show society as it truly was, often highlighting middle and lower classes. Naturalism, a branch of realism, appeared in the late 19th century. It emphasized how environment, heredity, and social forces shape human behavior. Émile Zola and Stephen Crane wrote about characters driven by forces beyond their control, portraying life as often harsh and deterministic. As the 20th century approached, modernism broke away from traditional storytelling. It experimented with new techniques like stream of consciousness and fragmented narratives. Writers such as James Joyce, Virginia Woolf, and T.S. Eliot reflected the disillusionment after World War I and the rapid changes in society. Postmodernism followed in the mid-20th century and continues today. It questions absolute truths and plays with genre and form. Writers like Thomas Pynchon and Don DeLillo challenge readers to think differently about stories and reality. Besides these major movements, there are others like Symbolism, which used symbols to express ideas, and the Irish Literary Revival, which celebrated Irish culture and language through figures like W.B. Yeats. In the United States, movements like Transcendentalism, Harlem Renaissance, and Beat Generation each brought unique voices and themes reflecting American history and society. Knowing about these movements helps us understand why writers choose certain styles and themes. It shows us how literature responds to the world around it and how each movement builds on or reacts against what came before. By seeing these patterns, we gain a richer appreciation for the stories that shape our culture and history.